That's the whole thing. He did what he did. I don't agree with it. Ambushing someone, shooting him in the back like that. I don't agree with that. Well, shot him in the back of the leg and we turned around, hit him in the chest. However, it's time to have a conversation about our healthcare industry. And guess what? There are reports out there that allegedly some of these corporations, I think it was Aetna, maybe it was Blue Cross and Blue Shield. One of them was saying that they were going to begin to charge the customer to pay for anesthesia over a certain amount of time. So let's say you go into a procedure and they anticipate you're okay, this is going to be a 2-hour procedure. They get in there and the procedure takes 3 hours. So what they were proposing is, okay, your insurance would pay for the first 2 hours of the anesthesia. And then that third hour, you're going to have to pay on your own. There was allegedly what was going on. This was what they were proposing this allegedly. And of course, after this thing happened with the CEO getting clipped, oh, that went away. That went away. Now, again, we should be able just to come to the table and say, and send our elected officials to say, hey, man, we need universal health care, even if it's a single payer system. We need something because this is getting out of hand. These corporations are gouging. And while they're gouging for all this money, Americans are hurting, Americans are dying. We've been trying to do that for how long? And no one wants to really listen. Now everybody's paying attention. Everybody's paying attention. And you got some guys out here like, well, we shouldn't elevate this guy to hero status. Man, you don't even want talking about, dude. We're trying to talk about the healthcare system. This sister gave an example of how the healthcare system, failed her friend. JD Vance was on, he was on someone's podcast, man. What's the dude with the mullet? I forget his name. But JD Vance was on Old Boy's podcast. One of the Rogan guys, Theo Von. JD Vance was on Theo Von's podcast. JD Vance told his story. He said, listen, my wife and I were in the hospital having our second, I think it was their second kid, right? And, his wife wanted to get the painkillers because, having a baby, extremely painful. Get it. She's like, I don't want to deal with that. So she picked a doctor to administer this medicine, the pain meds or whatever, during her birth that was outside of the system, right? You have in plan and outside the plan, or whether in the system, outside the system. So she makes up her mind like, I'm going to need some painkiller. I want this person. They get that person. They come in, they do the procedure. Everything works. Baby is born. No problem. They home now with the baby. Everything is great. They get a bill for $15,000, right? And this is JD Vance and his wife. They get a bill for $15,000 because his wife chose a provider who's outside of the system, outside of their healthcare system. Now, JD Vance was like, yeah, no problem. We paid it, right? He's like, we have it. And he wasn't tripping. He was like, look, we have the resources. We paid it. But how many Americans can do that? You make this decision. You look in this book. No one tells you that's outside the service. And this is how much it's going to cost you if you use that person and then you sign off on that. They don't do that. They just do it. $15,000 bill. Right, the average American household is right around $100,000 a year, right? Give or take 15 grand. That's it. Your budget's blown. Where that money gonna come from? That's credit card, right? And that might be 2-3 of your credit cards. Now you're maxed out, right? Negative. That's a negative hit on your credit. That's a negative hit on your ability to get more credit. Right, tie that into the increase in cost of living. Like, bro, that's it. You're on the fall. $15,000 because you chose the wrong. Why was that person even part of your choices? You should only be presented with in-network choices. Something as simple as that could be the law. But now they want the money. They want the money.